Hello, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Razovy, and today you're watching the 3-episode roll show regarding Kobayashi-san Chi no Maid Dragon S, or Kobayashi's Dragon Maid S. Now, this is the second season of Kobayashi-san Chi no Maid Dragon. However, I will explain, what it is, what it's all about and all that kind of stuff. And I actually think that I'll make like a full-on video, like a full-on review or something about the first season. So once that is released, I'm not sure when, but once that is released, it'll be at the top of your screen right now. So, don't worry about that. Click on that video before you watch this if you haven't watched season 1. But if you did in fact watch season 1, then you are at the correct video. So, ladies and gentlemen, the second season of Maid Dragon is actually really surprisingly good. I really like the first season. I really did. The first season is great. I fell in love with the series after watching the anime. For me, it tends to be the other way around. I tend to first read the manga, and then after I read the manga, I tend to then watch the anime. That's kind of how I tend to, use this medium, basically. However, in this case, it was the other way around. I first watched the anime and, season 1, and then I decided to read the manga. I'm currently caught up with the manga fully, completely, and it's just such a wonderful, cozy story. Also very funny, not just slice of life, cozy kind of stuff, but also very, very funny. And the manga also has a very, how should I put it? It's more of an adult humor. Not necessarily 18 plus, not that kind of stuff, but just an adult kind of humor that you don't always really find in most other manga. So that is something that I really appreciate about the author of, Kobayashi-san Chi no Maid Dragon. So what is this, why did the second season surprise me? Because, you would think if you like the first season, then why wouldn't you like the second season? Well, to be honest, most of the times, it's not always the case, of course, but for example, I recently made a video about Psycho-Pass. And in this video, I talked about, how I really enjoyed season 1, and then season 2 just did not do it for me. Season 2 is not bad, but compared to season 1, it is bad. I still liked season 2, don't get me wrong, but compared to season 1, it was trash, truly. And I thought that for Kobayashi-san, I thought it was the same thing. I thought I was really gonna enjoy season 1, and then with season 2, they would screw it up in some way or form. But absolutely not. That's not the case at all. It's truly amazing. I knew that starting from this season, they will be introducing a couple of new characters. The most prominent one being Iruru, and I was really interested in seeing how they were going to introduce her and how they were going to portray her, because in the manga it's a very present character and a very interesting character, and I was like, is this something that especially the Western audience is going to like? If it's even going to be represented correctly, in my opinion, when looking at the manga. But absolutely, her character introduction was great. I actually talked about the trailer of this show and how they introduced Iruru, and I was really impressed with that as well. Top right screen right now if you're interested. But I think that when it comes to Kobayashi-san Chi no Maid Dragon S, I think they took this coziness level from the first season and they upped it, but they kept the adult theming, and that is something that I really like, because what I expected was that they would maybe take the second season and then try to appeal to an even bigger audience, right? Try to appeal to a bigger audience by introducing more mainstream meta ideas, yet they did it the other way around. They doubled down on everything that they did well in season 1, doubled down on it, and now with season 2, I watched the first 5 episodes or 6, no, first 5, and it's amazing. So this is the 3-episode roll show, but I already watched 5. That's how much I like it. So yeah, it's the first episode really took me by surprise by how they introduced Iruru. It was very close to how they did it in the manga, but even better because the animation and the music and the voices are amazing. The anime is even better than the manga in my opinion. What they have shown so far, so I'm really impressed. And then afterwards, once the whole how should I put it? The whole battle with Iruru and Toru, once that basically settles down and you get more, the anime kind of quiets down, right? They immediately pick up this coziness level and make you feel good about watching this show, and make you feel all fuzzy inside because it's such a fun show. And then sometimes they throw in some drama here and there, which really hits home because you don't expect it, yet it makes sense that it's there. And then sometimes they purely focus on comedy. For example, the second episode was pure comedy and I loved it. So it's just such an awesome anime to watch. Even if you've never seen the manga, this show hooks you easily. In fact, I dare to argue that this anime is better than the manga. And that says something, because almost always the manga is better than the anime, in my opinion. I'm not sure if everyone will agree with that, but in my opinion, that's definitely the case. But with this anime, it's the other way around. The voice actors, the music, the animation, it all fits together so well that I dare to argue that, not even now, also with the second season, it's way better than the manga ever was. And it's only getting better after every episode. I'm like, yeah, and this is why I was so excited for a second season. Kobayashi is this person that basically is the glue of the whole of all the other characters around her. And although it might not always be obvious to why they like Kobayashi so much, sometimes very briefly, it's like 3 to 5 minutes inside a whole episode, they focus on why that is, and it makes sense. And the fact that they all come together to Kobayashi's house, and it makes it fun, and you trust the setting and you trust the writers to do something great with it. It's truly an amazing show to watch. Now, are there negatives? I mean, yes and no. On the one hand, because I'm such a big fan of this show, I wouldn't say that there's any negative, especially not in the first 3 episodes that I watched. It's all very slick and clean. However, I can imagine, especially for people that are either not used to this kind of to shows like these, or want something more than just I should have put it some slice of life story. I can see some negatives here and there. For example, I can see how the pacing might be slow for some people, or actually some people might say there's no pacing at all, that we're in a constant state of the characters being in the same place, having the same goals but never achieving them. Now, if you read the manga, you know that that's not true, but we're not that far ahead yet in the anime, so I get where you're coming from. However, if you like slice of life anime, and if you want something a little different than what you're used to with slice of life anime, like the cute girl doing cute stuff thing, if you want something a little different from that and more comedy and that kind of stuff, I truly wouldn't be able to recommend Kobayashi-san Chi no Maid Dragon S more than I already have. It's truly worth it. And I would advise you, though, for the people that haven't read the manga of this anime, that you should pick up the manga. And I wouldn't pick up, especially if you like buying physical volumes, I wouldn't buy all of them. Buy the first one or the second one. The first and second one together or something. Because you will see what I mean when I say that the anime is better than the manga. The manga's pacing sometimes can be very slow. Sometimes the jokes don't land as well as they do in the anime. And also sometimes the characters aren't as fleshed out as they are in the anime. The people that made this anime, Kyoto Animation, right, the studio, they're my favorite studio to begin with, and this is an anime that shows me why I love that studio so much. Violet Evergarden, K-On!, Tamako Market, all shows that I have in very high regard, and this is one of them. So if you haven't watched Kobayashi-san Chi no Maid Dragon S, it is something that you should at least give a shot, even if it's not something that you naturally tend to watch, right? Especially if you're a big shonen fanboy or something, and this is something that you're not interested at all. I would definitely give the first 3 episodes a try, and if it's not of the second season, do it of the first season. And if you then don't like it, fair enough. There's nothing wrong with that. But I think that especially when it comes to this anime, you should give it a try. It's absolutely wonderful. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, and you do like these podcasty types of videos, make sure to click on the like button. Don't forget to also check out my other channel, which is a lot bigger than this one at this point in time. It's called Razovy. And I just want to thank you guys for watching. I truly hope you enjoyed this video. Ladies and gentlemen, I was Razovy. You were you. And I will see you guys later. Goodbye.